Cunningham was getting booed the whole time she was in New York. Ain't nobody say nothing about Sophie getting booed. Caught on camera actually encouraging the boos. Take a look at this. Look, listen. Now, y'all see Caitlin Clark standing right there like, come on, keep on booing. Keep on booing. Doing a good old Hulk Hogan, you dig? Doing a good old, we need to hear some more of that.
The Phoenix Mercury faced penalties following their recent matchup against the Indiana Fever in Indianapolis, with Alyssa Thomas expected to receive financial sanctions for her conduct during the visit. The game marked Dana Taurasi's return to Indianapolis after her departure from the team earlier in the season. Her exit from the organization appeared to stem from dissatisfaction with her role and the overall team dynamics, essentially abandoning her commitment to the franchise. Despite her claims about poor fit and unsuitable positioning, the circumstances clearly indicated a decision to abandon the team mid-season. During the contest, Taurasi faced vocal disapproval from the home crowd throughout her appearance.
On a good old, we need to hear some more of that. Well, nobody crying about it. This caption said, "It's a fever or not soft. We embrace the smoke. And if they boo us, here is how we handled it." Now, we know ultimately they didn't handle it very well in Indiana. We seen Alyssa Thomas jawing at it with fans, kind of, making a complete fool of herself. And now she's finna be getting fined because she refused to.
Interestingly, Sophie Cunningham experienced similar treatment during her time in New York, yet no significant attention was given to that situation. Video footage captured Caitlin Clark seemingly encouraging the crowd's negative response, gesturing for continued vocal opposition in a manner reminiscent of professional wrestling theatrics. The Fever organization embraced this hostile atmosphere, with social media posts declaring their acceptance of confrontational situations and their approach to handling crowd disapproval. However, the team's actual performance during the game did not reflect this confident messaging. Thomas engaged in confrontational behavior with spectators during the contest, creating an embarrassing spectacle.
Refused to speak to the media. Now, I believe Angel Reese did this last year too, after this Indiana Fever game. She had refused to talk to the media for whatever reason, but it seemed like this is what they do in this league. Like when things don't go their way, they just refuse to talk to the media, which is so freaking weird to me. So this was released today, and it stated Alyssa Thomas provoked last night that she's the lamest of.
Following the game, she violated league protocol by refusing to participate in mandatory media obligations. This behavior mirrors actions taken by Angel Reese in a previous season following a game against Indiana, suggesting a pattern within the league where players avoid media responsibilities when outcomes don't meet expectations. League regulations clearly outline media availability requirements. According to the 2025 WNBA Media Access Policy, teams must provide access to head coaches and 2 key players within 10 minutes of game completion for press conferences, whether conducted in person or via video conference. Thomas and the Mercury organization violated these established rules, resulting in expected financial penalties.
That she's the lamest of lames. All that is talking and then ducks the media presser. That's exactly what she did. Media availability rule broken last night by the Mercury. 2025 WNBA season media access policy state. No later than 10 minutes following the game, each head coach and 2 players, leading scorer and key contributor per team, will be available in the separate press conference rooms for in-person Zoom.
The situation raises questions about professional conduct, particularly given Thomas's confrontational attitude toward fans during the game, yet her subsequent avoidance of media questions. This pattern of behavior appears common among certain players in the league when facing adversity. Recent podcast content featuring Sophie Cunningham continues generating discussion across basketball media. Her statements defended Caitlin Clark's status as the league's primary representative, expressing frustration with those who question Clark's prominence. Cunningham argued that Clark clearly holds the position as the league's most recognizable figure, and that questioning this reality demonstrates ignorance.
Be available in the separate press conference rooms for in-person Zoom media. Alyssa Thomas and the Mercury will will likely be fined because they chose to break the rule. Now, this came out last night. Well, I believe early this morning about them breaking the rule. Now, this is interesting here, man, because you would think she had so much negative energy towards the fans that she would have wanted to answer these questions from the media.
She maintained that while the WNBA features many talented and notable players, attempts to diminish Clark's impact on the league's visibility are misguided. Television viewership data released by Rebecca Lobo showed interesting trends across the league. The recent matchup between New York Liberty and Minnesota Lynx, featuring the previous season's championship participants, became the third most watched non-Fever game of the current season. The broadcast averaged 700,000 viewers, with peak viewership reaching 1.1 million, representing solid numbers considering Indiana's absence from the contest. The Fever simultaneously played their own game on the same evening, making the Liberty Lynx viewership figures more impressive.
Wanted to answer these questions from the media. But at the end of the day, man, that's a lot how these women be, dog. That's a lot how they be. Now, moving on to another story. Sophie Cunningham podcast is still making headlines. She just retweeted this moments ago. Let's listen to this.
And it literally like pisses me off when people are like, she's not the face of the league.
Who would be?
What?
Sabrina? No.
No, there's really good.
These numbers suggest potential for strong ratings even without Indiana's involvement, though the Fever clearly maintain their own distinct audience appeal. Overall, WNBA viewership statistics demonstrate positive growth, with total league viewership up 21% across the 2024 season. The complete season averaged 794,000 viewers over 56 games, representing significant improvement from previous years. Indiana specifically averaged 1.26 million viewers across 19 games, showing 7% growth in their viewership metrics. These numbers confirm the league's upward trajectory in terms of audience engagement and media attention.
No, there's really good, well-known people in our league. I'm not discrediting them. Like, we have a lot of badasses in our league.
Yeah.
Like, hell yeah to that. I'm all for that. But when people try to argue that she's not the face of our league,
Yeah.
or if our league would be where we're at without her, you're dumb as shit.
Yeah.
You're literally dumb as fuck.
Yeah, bro. I gotta agree with Sophie Cunningham here. Kayla Clark been the face, still is the face, and at least she's woman enough to admit it. Now, the viewership numbers was released.
However, the contrast between different teams' drawing power remains evident in the data. The situation with Thomas highlights broader concerns about professionalism and leadership within the league. Professional athletes carry obligations to media and fans regardless of personal circumstances or game outcomes. When players sign contracts to compete at the professional level, these responsibilities become part of their commitment to the sport and organization. The incident draws comparisons to other professional sports, where similar media avoidance is uncommon.
Now, the viewership numbers was released. Let's see here. So Rebecca Lobo has been releasing this stuff all day. You say last night presentation of 2024 WNBA Finals rematch, the Liberty and the Lynx was the third most watched non-Indiana Fever game this season. Average 700,000 views, peaked at 1.1 million. That ain't really that much, but I guess in hindsight, speaking that it wasn't the Indiana Fever playing.
Even when athletes like Marshawn Lynch famously stated, "I'm only here so I won't get fined" during required press conferences, they still fulfilled their basic obligations rather than completely avoiding media responsibilities. Thomas could have taken a similar approach, providing minimal responses while still meeting league requirements. Instead, her complete absence from media obligations violated established protocols and reflected poorly on both her personal professionalism and the Mercury organization's standards. The situation demonstrates ongoing challenges within the WNBA regarding player conduct and professional expectations. Unlike other major professional sports leagues, these types of conflicts and protocol violations seem to occur with greater frequency, raising questions about league culture and enforcement of established standards.
Somebody was going to get their thong in a bind. Somebody was going to get their wig blown off by the booing on DeWanna Bonner. Oh, the legend. My goodness. the legend that plotted her way out of town so she could play with her friend, girlfriend, boyfriend. I mean, I don't know what I don't know what they deem it. All right. I don't. Oh, that's hate. No, I just don't know. And I don't really care. Okay. So anyway.
The viewership data provides encouraging news for the league's growth trajectory, showing sustained audience interest even during games not featuring the most popular teams. This suggests the WNBA is building a more diverse and stable fan base beyond individual star attractions. Clark's continued prominence in league discussions, as evidenced by Cunningham's podcast comments, reinforces her significant impact on basketball media coverage and fan engagement. Her presence clearly elevates the profile of games and generates substantial media attention throughout the season. The financial penalties expected for Thomas and the Mercury organization send an important message about accountability within the league.
No, I just don't know, and I don't really care. Okay? So anyway, nonetheless, last night, good win. Good win from the Fever. Ari McDonald, Leah Boston. Leah Boston turned into a mad person in the fourth quarter last night. But, of course, let's set the table for these comments from Kaylee Copper because she's the one that went after the fans. She's the one. Blew her wig right off. They were booing so hard, it blew my wig right.
Professional sports require consistent adherence to established protocols, particularly regarding media obligations that serve important functions for league promotion and fan engagement. Moving forward, the incident serves as a reminder that professional conduct extends beyond on-court performance to include all aspects of player and team responsibilities within the league structure. During a recent Indiana Fever game, Phoenix Mercury veteran DeWanna Bonner faced hostile reception from the home crowd, drawing significant criticism and sparking heated debate about fan behavior in women's basketball. The incident occurred as Bonner entered the game, immediately prompting loud disapproval from spectators. Following the contest, Mercury player Kalia Copper expressed strong displeasure with the treatment her teammate received from Indiana supporters.
Right off. They were booing so hard, it blew my wig right off. Man, I hadn't seen this kind of fire since Dildo Gate. I mean, seriously. Let's take a look at this right here. Whoa, this is Chloe Peterson's take on this.
On Sophie Cunningham, that is her first team set. Coming in for Phoenix number 14, DeWanna Bonner.
By the way, Caitlin Clark effect is real.
The situation highlighted growing tensions between traditional WNBA audiences and newer fans attracted by rising stars like Caitlin Clark. Bonner, considered a veteran presence in the league, had previously departed Indiana under circumstances that apparently left lingering resentment among local supporters. Her relationship status and personal decisions became subjects of fan discussion, though these matters remain private. The Fever secured victory that evening, with notable performances from Kelsey Mitchell and Aaliyah Boston. Boston particularly excelled during the final quarter, demonstrating aggressive play that energized the home crowd.
The way, Caitlin Clark effect is real. Anybody notice how many empty seats there was there last night? I noticed it. So, anyway, she got booed, and this is, of course, I'm not going to show this, but Alyssa Thomas, you see her there. She's turned, she's jawing. There she is right there. She's jawing with fans. She mad because her boo thing got disrespected.
However, post-game attention shifted away from basketball accomplishments toward the fan behavior controversy. Copper defended Bonner during media availability, characterizing the hostile reception as inappropriate given the veteran's contributions to women's basketball. She emphasized Bonner's positive character and questioned why supporters would target someone who had remained silent during the negative treatment. The incident reflects broader discussions about WNBA culture as the league experiences unprecedented growth. Traditional supporters express concern about changing fan dynamics, while newer audiences bring different expectations about game atmosphere and player treatment.
Her boo thing got disrespected. All right, and she's like, "Oh, we don't tolerate booing in this league. We don't want no sports fans in this league." And guys, I've brought this up to you before. This article right here, WNBA fandom is shifting to a more tribal and toxic environment. And it's old fans talking about not wanting actual football fans and sports fans watching their league. They don't want it. So if these
Recent analysis suggests women's basketball fandom is evolving toward more confrontational environments similar to other professional sports. Longtime followers previously viewed opposing players as allies in promoting the sport rather than rivals deserving hostile treatment. This cultural shift creates tension between established norms and emerging fan behaviors. Traditional supporters valued collaborative atmospheres where all players received respectful treatment regardless of team affiliation. They viewed their role as supporting women's basketball generally rather than exclusively backing specific teams.
and sports fans watching their league, they don't want it. So if these fans don't want it, these players don't want it. It's amazing. We want everybody to watch. I mean, some of the crap in here is unbelievable. There's a whole rant about we felt, look right here, Holt and other longtime fans said they didn't see opposing players as enemies to trash talk, but as collaborators in the burdening effort to promote women's basketball.
Contemporary sports audiences, however, expect competitive atmospheres including vocal disapproval of opponents. These fans consider hostile environments normal parts of professional athletics, arguing that elite athletes should handle crowd pressure. The disparity becomes evident when comparing WNBA atmospheres to men's professional basketball, where opposing players regularly face intense crowd hostility. Free throw attempts often trigger sustained booing, creating psychological pressure that players must overcome. League leadership has promoted messaging emphasizing respect and inclusion, potentially conflicting with traditional sports fan expectations.
But as collaborators in the burdening effort to promote women's basketball. You're kidding me. You're kidding me. Actual sports fans don't give a rip about that. We want to be entertained and we want to trash talk and boo. And I always found it weird that there wasn't, you watch an NBA game, they're booing the hell out of guys at the free throw line. I mean, why does that not happen in this league? I don't get it. It's supposed to be hard.
Commissioner policies have encouraged positive environments, though this approach may limit the intense atmospheres common in other professional leagues. Copper's Philadelphia background adds complexity to her reaction, as that city's sports culture typically embraces aggressive fan behavior toward opponents. Her sensitivity to crowd treatment contradicts expectations about athletes from confrontational sports markets. The situation demonstrates challenges facing women's basketball as it attracts diverse audiences with varying expectations.
I don't get it. It's supposed to be hard to play in an opposing fan base's arena. It's supposed to stress you out. If you're a great player, you play under that stress. I mean, seriously? Kaylee Copper, she was triggered. She was triggered.
I think she handled it well. I mean, I don't understand, like she a legend and just all the things that she's
Established supporters worry about losing the league's unique culture, while newcomers expect traditional sports atmospheres including vocal opposition to rivals. Television viewership remains strong despite decreased attendance for certain games. The contest still attracted significant audiences compared to historical standards, though numbers fluctuated based on star player participation and matchup appeal. The debate extends beyond individual incidents to fundamental questions about league identity and fan engagement.